chapter 8, starting in verse 22, and we're going to read down to verse 25. It says, "One day, Jesus said to his disciples, 'Let's go over to the other side of the lake.' So they got up and they set out in the boat. As they sailed, Jesus fell asleep. A squall came down on the lake, so that boat was getting swamped, and it was getting in great danger. The disciples went and woke him, saying, 'Master, Master, we're going to drown.'" They're really just saying, "Don't you even care? How can you be sleeping at a time like this?" He got up and he rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storm subsided, and all was calm. Jesus said, "Where is your faith?" In fear and amazement, they asked one another, "Who is this, that he can command even the winds and the waters, and they obey him?" Right now, you might notice that I'm under a pretty big shade tree. That shade tree is the one that I told you about, the mulberry tree. This is the one in my backyard. And it's pretty big, but it's still kind of young. And the reason why I wanted to film that here is because of the series that we just finished, Mustard Seed. In the mustard seed, it talked about how Jesus mentioned if we had faith the size of a mustard seed, we could say to a mulberry tree, this big giant tree, get up, get uprooted, and leave, and it would do that, because nothing could be impossible for you. And here, Jesus, he's talking, and he says, "Hey, you of little faith, why didn't you believe?" And a lot of times, in the storms in life, we doubt God. But he's right there in the boat with us. He's right there in the struggle amongst us. He's right there when we need him. And that's what was going on in the disciples' life. They were afraid, but they had Christ with them. They were afraid, but they had experienced all that he could do, and they still doubted. So brothers and sisters, what I want to encourage you is don't doubt. Know that yes, you will experience hard times, but the Lord is by your side. Jesus is in your boat if you have him in your life as Savior. The series we're going to be starting is called Goliath Must Fall, and it just ties so beautifully into this series that we just finished on the mustard seed. It talks about how that same familiar story of 1 Samuel 17 of David and Goliath, where David defeats that giant for the nation of Israel, one that no one else wanted to stand up to. And a lot of times in that story, we look at it and we're saying, "Oh man, I am like David." Or we're saying, "Man, if I could just be like David." But the truth is, in that story, God does not want us to think ourselves as David, because Jesus is our David. Jesus is our rescuer. He's our hero to defeat the giants in our life. We're Israel, stepping back, scared, holding the line, saying, "Oh my goodness, there's a giant out there that wants to slay me." And Jesus has already defeated the giants in our life. He's in our boat. And if we would take our mustard seed faith, and we would just use it with him, he could expand that. I hope to see you on Sunday, starting next week. Remember, none this week. And let's just take a moment to pray for those that are up north. They're going to be feeling the effects of Dorian throughout this week.